Today I am sharing 4 super easy and yummy Christmas treats. So this first one is pumpkin cake cookies. So we are starting out with 1 egg, a box of spiced cake mix. You could do yellow, you would just need to add some pumpkin pie spice, and then a can of pumpkin. We're gonna mix this all together until it is well incorporated. You wanna preheat your oven to 350, and then we will use a 1.5 tablespoon cookie scoop and scoop these onto a parchment lined baking sheet. And then you're gonna wanna bake it at 350 for 11 minutes.
They don't mean nothing till this here with me. If you know where it is, please give him a ride. And I will wait here by the candlelight, 'cause his love is all I need. And my love I can guarantee. So please Santa, bring back my love.
Next, we are making Oreo balls. So I've got a regular size package of chocolate Oreos here. I have a really small food processor, so I had to kind of do this in batches, but I'm taking 1 row at a time and I'm using my rolling pin. I'm just going to smash the Oreos into smaller pieces. Then I will transfer it over to my food processor. I just want to pulse until they are very fine crumbs. And obviously, if you had a bigger food processor, you could do this all in one batch.
Don't know how, lately I've come to realize that I can't see it in your eyes, so it's true. I'm so glad you feel it too. Nothing to hide, falling in love. To me it's perfectly clear, we're falling in love. It's true, this part of the year has something in store for us. We're falling in love. Summer ended, but we did not. We started something, this thing that we got grew stronger. Each day we're together all the way. Oh, we're falling.
Now that we have our crushed Oreos, we're gonna add 1 block of cream cheese. Make sure that it is softened. It helps it be able to mix together a lot easier. And then you're also gonna add 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, and you just want to mix that together until your dough forms.
In store for us.
I am using a small cookie scoop to scoop out my Oreo truffles. And then we're going to transfer this to the fridge or the freezer, depending on how much time you have. And then we will coat them in chocolate. But I used my cookie scoop, and then I got my hands just a little bit wet so that it was easier to form these into balls. And that really helped. So there's a little tip for you. Next, we are moving on to our gingerbread truffle. So I've got a box of ginger snap cookies here. I'm just going to dump the whole thing in and do the same thing that I did with the Oreo balls and just chop it up a little bit smaller. Then we will add it to our food processor and then chop these up into very fine crumbs. One thing to note is I tried the ginger snap cookies before I got started, and I had never tried ginger snap cookies before, and I did not realize how almost spicy they were. So I think next time I make this recipe, I'm gonna try and find gingerbread cookies, or maybe even just graham crackers. I know that would be like a completely different cookie than it calls for, but you can always add, the spices that you need to make it taste like graham crackers, I guess, or gingerbread. I don't know. I just didn't like the ginger snaps, and I had to add quite a bit more sugar. The recipe didn't even call for sugar, but I did not want to leave that out because I knew that it was not going to be good without it. So I did end up adding sugar that the recipe did not call for. So same thing, you've got a block of your softened cream cheese. I added some vanilla, and then I ended up adding about 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. And then you're just going to mix this together and form your balls, and then put this in the fridge as well to help the truffles set up before we coat it in chocolate. Okay, so moving back over to the Oreo balls, I've got some white almond bark here. I actually used this trick. I don't remember where I saw this, but I just used toothpicks in the Oreo balls, and then that is how I dunked them into the chocolate, and it worked really, really well. So I'll definitely be doing this from now on. I hate coating things in chocolate, so I love Oreo balls. So I know this is a method that I can use, and it's basically hassle-free. So just a little tip for you there. But the Oreo balls, I wanted to put Christmas sprinkles on them, but I did not have any sprinkles, and I thought I did, so I wasn't able to make those festive. But anyways, moving back over to the pumpkin cookies. So I had some white almond bark left over, and I thought that it would be a really good addition to these pumpkin cookies. So I'm just drizzling the almond bark on with a fork and just kind of trying to make it pretty. And these turned out so good. The chocolate, you know, hardened on top, and then the soft cookies. These cookies are very soft, so if you like more of a crunchy cookie, you will not like these, but we prefer soft cookies, and these are absolutely delicious.
So much fun. The snowman is twice the size as me, with a smile as quirky as mine. We're holding hands to keep each other warm while we stand and watch a choir performing all the Christmas songs that we love.
For the gingerbread truffles, I used the same method, but this time I stuck all the toothpicks in the truffles first, and then I started dunking them. It just made things go a lot faster, and I used chocolate almond bark with those. And then I had a lot of chocolate left over, so I did end up making some chocolate covered pretzels, but of course I did not show that. That's pretty self-explanatory. Last thing are these Thin Mints. So if you watch Jessica Braun, this is like her favorite Christmas cookie. So I have some dark chocolate Ghirardelli, the little melting wafers. I just melted those in the microwave based on the instructions on the back of the package. And then I have peppermint extract. This is very important. Do not get mint. It tastes like spearmint, and you do not want that. Make sure that you are using peppermint. And what I did was I filled up the top of the lid about halfway, stirred it up, tasted it. It wasn't quite enough, so I filled it up halfway again, and that seemed to be absolutely perfect. So I just mixed that around. I also had some Christmas sprinkles from the top of an icing container that I got at Walmart just like last minute. And so all you do is you dunk your Ritz crackers into the chocolate, and then if you want to add sprinkles, I would add them pretty close to right away. I got to a point where I was adding sprinkles after I had a row of crackers, and then you just want to let them set up. While this process is a little tedious and time consuming, these turned out so good. These are like the perfect mix between sweet and salty, and definitely a new favorite and probably a new Christmas tradition for us. So that is going to be it for this Christmas baking video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure and give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please subscribe. Other than that, I'll see you in my next one. Merry Christmas.
And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day with you.